Thank you very much. Eh? Thank you very much. I want to thank you for coming to this press conference where we are talking about the environment and the environment policy that the council is going to come up with. With me here is the executive director of CRA and the deputy mayor, of course, Mr. Akili. And we want to talk about the environment. Soon thereafter, we will talk about the way forward in relation to Mbare and our reaction and response to the declaration and also to the proposed way forward in relation to Mbare Musika as contained in the cabinet statements and the statements thereafter. So we'll deal with that sequentially. So because of the plethora of challenges that are affecting the climate issues, climate management, and the impact that the city is having on its climate, it has been decided that we come up with a city environmental and climate change policy using the bottom-up community participatory approach. So we want to draft this policy, and that is why we have called the representative of the residents so that at least we are in sync with the cause to manage our economy that are growing, not our economy, I mean our climate, that are growing on a day-to-day basis. So we are, as a first step, we will set up our aims and intentions to enable the city to take measures that are necessary, that are critical for us to be able to manage our environment and our climate. We also want to enhance our reputation in terms of climate management and environmental management is not as best as it should be. And that relates to waste management, the environment itself, wetlands, and so forth. We have current challenges that are affecting this sector. The current challenges are around water and sanitation, wetland invasion and degradation, water pollution, shelter and housing, illegal sand and gravel mining, air pollution, among other things. And these are the things we need to be able to create. Then we do have issues that relate to severe weather changes, drought, sometimes too much rain, sometimes floods, flash flooding, temperature increases, biodiversity loss. So we need to be able to manage our processes, and this has been caused by industrial process and product use, IPPU, agriculture, forest and other land use, FOLU, and waste. Then, of course, we have issues around energy, electricity, deforestation, urban agriculture, and food security in general. So these are the challenges that we are having. And in particular, one of the biggest challenges we are having is energy. The power cuts relate and are reflected in the use of wood, trees, cutting of trees as people try to use firewood and other forms of polluting energy uses. So we need to come up with a way to mitigate our energy demand in Harare and also create a new energy source. As you will recall, as the city council, we used to have our own power station 120 megawatts close to the COCOM area. And that power station, we gave it to, it was taken by ZESA, and it is not producing, but it was a coal-based power station. So we need to move to renewable energy, and we are in discussions with ZESA if we can, and other private actors, if we can do solar, an accumulation of 10 megawatts, before you know it, you will have an accumulation of energy that will be able to supply the energy needs of Harare. So there will be areas of collaboration that will come up in terms of this policy. We need collaboration with private sector, NGO sector, and government sector on issues around greening of the city. Our next budget is going to be centered around sustainable policies. And one of the sustainable policies will be about greening the city. We are going to revamp and put budgetary allocations around our, our nurseries, so that we can start planting trees. We used to augment our nutrition in the old days using pawpaw trees, using avocado trees, using mango trees, and so forth. So we are going to encourage it, promote, and provide this type of trees for people to augment their nutrition processes and also to green the city. We are also going to increase the trees around beautification, that is tree planting. We are going to come up with an ambitious tree planting project where we want to plant as many trees as we can possibly have. We are going to start by changing the name of one of our departments, because we actually have a department called the tree cutting department. Now, if you say to someone that your department is called a tree cutting department, that person then puts it in their results framework that they have to cut trees every day, and you cannot control them. So I have suggested that we change the name of that department and call it an environmental management unit rather than a tree cutting department. And the people who belong to that department are more committed than anyone else to the work as described by their department. So we want also to do cycle track rehabilitation. As you know, this was a cycling city. Our fathers lived as long as they did because they used to cycle to work. We have a tradition of cycling as Harare, and we are going to get the cycle tracks. The permits of new roads, whether being done by government, being done by the private sector, should not be given without a clear cycle track in their road-making plans. I am disappointed, gravely so, that some of the new roads we built at the SADC summit do not contain cycle tracks. I have mentioned that to the minister concerned and the contractors concerned, that we are going to give them a limited period to improve on that aspect and give cycle tracks to the residents of Harare. Local environmental action plans, the localities, the taking care of nurseries and gardens must be done through that climate and development finance. We are going to up our game in looking at the various climate funds that are there in the world, and as a city we are going to be applying for them to make sure that we are part and parcel of that. And our city is going to join other cities that have associations relating to the climate, so that we sign commitments as a city that relate to climate issues. So we are going to accelerate our joining of those cities and be part and parcel of that. Of course, we will do low emission of greenhouse development pathways, nature-based development, integrated urban water management, and sanitation solutions. We need to take care of our water. Currently, we have a situation where we had to shut down one of our waterworks, which is Prince Edward, because of drought that I mentioned, which produces around 190 megaliters per day. And that has resulted in Chitungwiza and other eastern parts of our greater Harare area not having water. What we are going to do is we are going to accelerate the repairs of the pumps at Dawendale Dam into Lake Chivero. And that is going to give us an extra 120 megaliters of water. We have ordered the finance director to release 29,000 US dollars that is required by the contractor to repair those pumps. As you know, our water system is based on Dawendel Dam, which is popularly known as Lake Manyame and Lake Chivero. Currently, according to Zinoa statistics, Dawendel Dam has got 87% water or 86% water. Lake Chivero is around 96% water and 95% water. That is a lot of water in the month of August and November, which is our driest month. So we are not taking the water as efficiently as we ought to do. But if we are able to repair and install the 4 pumps that are currently at Bottom Jeffrey Waterworks that link Lake Manyame with Lake Chivero, we will be able to boost our water supply with an additional 120 megaliters to bring it to 400 megaliters per day, and that should then go a long way to alleviate the water shortages that are there. We are going to look to other short-term to medium-term solutions which include bringing water from Chekeranawa Dam right into the Prince Edward Waterworks, which should be a pipeline or canal which is less than 100 kilometers from that source, so that will alleviate pressure on the boreholes that people are constructing. The borehole digging is a dead-end strategy because the groundwater is going to be exhausted sooner or later. So we are going to make sure that we deal with this issue of water and the recycling of water. That is the expansion of the repair of our pipes and the expansion of our sewer works and the development of new sewer works, which will then help us retrieve the water that we would have used. Energy and climate action planning, urban resilience. We have no option but to go to solar. In fact, we must, as some say, we need to learn or perish. If we don't go the solar option, we will perish. We need to start having solar plants. We have the land. We are in discussions with ZESA, with private actors, so that we can build solar, and this will make sure that we have energy all day round. We will also try to adopt the Canning Montreal Global Biodiversity Frameworks, CBF, United Nations Framework Convention, and Climate Change, UNFCCC, and climate financing, and others. So we are going to accelerate our participation in international organization and international approaches to dealing with issues of the environment and climate. And we are going to be giving the citizens appropriate statistics around air pollution. We have purchased and installed an air pollution measuring machine here at Townhouse. We are going from today onwards to be making the readings of those machines public on our social media platforms and other platforms that we have, so that we can measure the air quality on any given day. We are going to accelerate, as you know, every motorist pays a carbon tax to Zinara. We are going to knock on Zinara to also give us those funds that relate to carbon tax as an authority, so that we can monitor vehicle emissions and we can monitor other polluting industries in our midst. So that is where we are in relation to these issues of the environment that we invited you to come and listen to. So if we have questions, and then we can then deal with the issue of Mbare Musika that I said we will deal with as soon as we finish these issues of climate. Sorry. I thought he was just accompanying me to listen. Yes. Please. The residents are very a key and critical voice in the things that I've been speaking about.
Thank you so much, Your Worship. Thank you so much, Sito Farare, for this important opportunity you've given us to come, on this platform. But more importantly, we would like to thank the Sito Farare for taking the environment and climate agenda, forward, and also ensuring that citizens participate in this process of developing the environment and climate policies. As you heard the mayor when he read the bottom-up climate approaches where communities are involved, we are of the belief that the citizen or the residents is very, very key in policy making. Hence, the approach which the local authority has taken to ensure that citizens participate, which means that these policies will resonate with what the community or to the community needs. So we are very, very grateful for that. We of the view that as we continue to co-create policies with our local authority, we can also be able then to create a local authority that is also environmental friendly, but also more importantly viewed as the hallmark of local good democracy, at town house here and even in our localities. And again, we would like to appreciate, as I said, to His Worship, the Mayor, the Environment Committee, Mr. Chipfunde, and the Environmental Division for taking this work seriously. This work will involve, engagement of communities, but more importantly, even policymakers in ensuring that they take part in the development of these policies. So we are so grateful for the approach which our local authority has taken, and more importantly, taking the climate and environment agenda, at the forefront. As the mayor even indicated that we are battling with climate change issues. Seke and Arava dams, they dried up because we don't have water, and we really need to plan. So we are of the view that the climate and the policy, the climate and environment policy will assist in environmental and climate governance of our local authorities. And we would like to thank the city of Harare, and in particular the Harare City Council and technocrats within the local authority for taking this important initiative forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you, the resident.